The End of a New Beginning Ars Bellica is a mod that tells the story from the timeline of 1857 to 1930. It gives an insight from the end of the Victorian era all the way through to just before the Second World War. We have previously done this on the channel with Great Britain, but today we're hopping in as a nation I don't have much knowledge about. Today we're heading all the way over to East Asia, and we will be playing as the Tokugawa Shogunate. Now, I know Ieyasu Tokugawa from the 1600s, but that's a little bit more than 200 years before this. So without further ado, let's hop on in as the Tokugawa Shogunate. Now, for this time era, I only know a couple of things. There was the Boshin War, where the empire fought against the samurai. There was the Meiji royal family that rose to power. And there was the high levels of Western influence. I'm going to try and avoid all that and keep the Tokugawa Shogunate in power. It doesn't help that Iada is kind of infertile, shooting blanks. Not really good, bud. Looking at the focus tree, we do have a wide variety of options, but our first one here is going to be stagnation of the Tokugawa Nippon, and I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen, but it's probably not going to be good. Now, we do have the Boshin War as a thing here, but it is only triggered by an event, so maybe if I'm careful enough, I can dodge that altogether. I'm not entirely sure. We just gotta hope for the best. And I really want to go down the industrial path and start beefing up Japan, but I don't want to do anything when there could be a civil war. Starting off with our infantry as well, we have our Tokugawan horsemen, which are fairly simple, just 3 individual light cavalry, and then our Tokugawan samurai, which are a mixture of feudal infantry and light infantry. And then production wise, we have pike and shot. not even muskets, just as simple as it comes. Oh dear god. Again, one of the things I love about this mod is the custom technology. I absolutely adore it. I think it's fantastic. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to go straight to mechanical and start getting our buffs. And I'm also going to do some good old-fashioned construction speed and outputs focuses. Did I say focuses? I meant research. Well, this is rather interesting because I've been met with 2 decisions under my event tabs. I have the good old Bakumatsu crisis with a current fragmentation of 50%. And essentially, if I don't solve this issue of islands around me that are isolated and etc, it's going to keep coming up. My fragmentation is going to keep increasing until I get 100% fragmentation and a great disaster falls upon Japan. If I get to 0, the fragmentation will disappear and the crisis averted. So I have that. Then we also have the cholera epidemic, which I can fix with political power, thankfully. And we have Tokugawa Ieyasu's succession. This is interesting, but the current notable candidates are Kii Yoshitomi and Hitotsubashi Yoshinobu, and I have to choose between these 2. This is fine. This can take time. This has just under 2,000 days. That's not my problem right now. But these 2, Okay, so we are now granted with a new event, and it's the sickness of Tokugawa Ieyasu. And here it gives us 2 decisions. We can do the council will advise Ieyasu, which I think is historically accurate, but it will get rid of -2 fragmentation, or we can choose Ieyasu will choose the heir himself. Again, removes -2, but it activates a succession crisis all the same. I'm gonna choose, and by doing this, not only does it help me choose an heir and possibly get rid of the fragmentation, but it also has this at the end of it all. End the Bakumatsu crisis. And that's exactly what I need. That's what we're going to aim for, and hopefully we can avoid a civil war. Now, after a few events popped and I was trying to maintain some form of stability, we've ended up going down the historical route, I think, which was signing of the Harris Treaty. We had decided to essentially go against the Americans, but not directly. We reached a general agreement where some of our regions have become demilitarized zones, and it seems the United States have requested the Amity Treaty. We don't have much choice, but we've decided to sort of back out, and we're demanding them to stop because the Americans are bringing opium. Thanks, America. But I feel like this is still the better choice because we are a developing nation. We only have swords and a few guns, and the other option was direct declaration of war on the US. So I feel like for now, this is an okay settlement. My stagnation focus finishes in 9 days, and after that, I'm just going to beeline it down the feud of Shimpan, and I think I'm probably going to go for Ki, because he seems to want to mingle with the Meijis rather than go to war with them, and again, I would rather go for a route that does not result in the Boshin. So focusing on the pickle that we are in right now, things are very much in the air. Now, the Boshin War does not start for at least like another 10 years, so we're okay for that, if we can't avoid it. However, we're in a very difficult position. The Bakumatsu crisis crisis is now 85% fragmentation, and cholera is slowly increasing. Everything's getting worse thanks to the fact of I have -2 stability, and I need that to increase desperately. Now, I can't solve the Bakumatsu crisis because it won't let me. It's locked behind an event, and I have no idea what event this is. They're both triggered by event, and I have no idea what it is. So all I can do is just focus on doing what I need to do, and that is increasing stability and fixing cholera. Now, cholera is fixable. I can do that if I go down this path here. By doing so, at the end of it, it gives me +1 political stability, which is needed. Other than that, there's a few other focuses I could do to increase the stability, and that's what I will probably do after, i.e. fixing the economy right now. I'm going to quickly claim the +1 political support here. Political stability. And then after this, I'm going to butt rush the cholera route and try and get that out of the country. Look at all these negative buffs. The country is just completely collapsing on itself, and we are now run by this guy because the Shogun is just too sick to be around. The decision is coming. I just don't know what it's going to be. Okay, things are starting to get a little bit scary now because my fragmentation is now at 92%. I'm nowhere near able to finish the crisis because, yes, I now have a Shogun. The event triggered, and we have been given Keiki Hitotsubashi as our next Shogun. However, I can't go further than this. I can't, it's locked behind a time cap. I have to have more than 50% stability, and 1866 is the latest. Forget nearly, that is 8 years in the future. So I need 8 years in the future and 50 stability whilst my fragmentation is so low. I'm at -1 stability, about to go back to 0. After that, I'm going to go down this line here because by establishing embassies and such, my fragmentation goes down, especially by fixing the economy. So I'm going to have to beeline all of this and hope that the fragmentation can steer off. Cholera is no longer an issue. We have fixed that, thankfully, so people are no longer spewing their insides out. So I'm just going to beeline this and hope that I can avoid this fracture because this is scary. That 92 is very red. I don't like it. Okay, so we're now a few years into the future. It's now 1863, and we're getting closer to the possible Boshin War. I've kept things under control with the Bakumatsu crisis. We are now at 82%. However, I am slowly getting worried because I'm having to do these industry decisions, which are building up the nation, which is lovely. However, this is becoming quite a concern. The Tokugawa Iemochi only has 30% support. The Meiji Emperor Komei has 65. I need to have the dominant power, especially with the Civil War. The Boshin War is only like 6 to... No, I'm wrong. I'm very wrong with that statement. It's 3 to 5 years away. I've got 3 to 5 years to fix this country and get more popular than the Meiji Emperor. Oh, no. So 2 very important things have just happened. 1, the Union has surrendered. And what that means is the Confederates just beat the Unionists. That's not historically accurate, right? I'm pretty sure of my world history, at least, Lincoln won. So the Confederate States of America has just reached a joint peace deal with the United States. Jefferson Davis is the permanent leader. Yep, that's a little bit bizarre. And I just received an event, and it was an unscripted event in the sense of it wasn't written out. It just said Tokugawa Shogunate ... And basically, it just revamped all of my progress. I was at like 35% popularity, and now I just crashed down to like 17, and I'm slowly reviving. As it stands now, the next time I see you, I'll probably be in the heat of the Boshin War, trying to hold on for dear life. I'm going down my military tree now to try and salvage it. I will do what I can. I can't promise anything. So next time I see you, we would have either won the political struggle, or maybe, just maybe, we'll be defending our life against the Boshin War. Oh, good God. And it's finally happened on the 28th of February, 1868. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. My Shogun has died, and I have had to adopt his little brother. Yoshinobu is now the leader of our party. And then I couldn't keep it off anymore. The fragmentation just collapsed. I had no more focuses to keep it suppressed. With that being the case, the Civil War has now erupted. We have the Emperor of Meiji down in Kyoto. There he is. And now I have to somehow find a way to defend myself. Now, according to the wording of the focuses, this is winnable. I just don't know by how much. So we're going to see if we can crush the Meiji Emperor and somehow stay alive. This is really not good. I keep having notifications pop up that keep saying that certain areas and certain regions are joining the Meiji Rebellion. They're just getting stronger and stronger. Oh no. Setsu joins. Oh dear. Kokoro joins. Oh no. Oh no. How do I stay alive? And it's finally happened. The Boshin War, the Imperial House of Japan, has declared upon us. The glory to Japan. It is now happening, and I have no idea how many troops they have, but I am fearful for my every existence. I just need to try and turn this around somehow. Okay, so I think I finally turned the tables around because I've managed to push into Kyoto and even take Osaka. Now, I've been able to hold them off until now thanks to my fortifications, but I've managed to push them off thanks to two things. Thing number one, early on in the war, we had an event to turn Izo into its own individual province, and we accepted that, and by doing that, we killed off the supply line to their troops in the north. Following that, then in the south, I just kept my defenses. They couldn't push. Manpower was an issue, but it was fine. I could hold. And thanks to all the military buffs that I have been doing, it seems like the Meijis have just not been doing it at all. And another reason why I say I think I've won is because of this. Progress towards the imperial defeat. And essentially, they have to have more than 64% surrender for it to be eligible. Now, if I click here, the Meiji's currently at 62. So they are technically eligible for a capitulation. We just gotta hold on and hope for the best. And there you have it. Japanese imperial forces surrender. Glory to the shogunate. The Meiji rebellion remove imperial court, and all of the lands return to me. The shogunate victorious, blown from the west, fallen leaves gather in the east. Yusa Buson, the status quo. Oh yeah, and another thing kind of important I forgot to mention. The Tokugawa is no more. The other dude died, and now we've got this guy in charge. Kita Shirakawa Yoshihisa, who I've never heard of before. Also, talking of things outside of character, Korea no longer exists because America ate them. I don't know why America ate them, but they couldn't eat the south of the US, so now they just went abroad to Asia. And funnily enough, on the other hand, the Confederates are behaving themselves. They're just keeping to themselves. They're being good little boys. So there are a few things left to do, like clearing up these guys down here, but I think after that, that's the last of it. And also, looking at Focus Tree, I can now finish it, I think. Nope, I still have to wait for the events to be triggered. Never mind. And it would seem we now have to go to war with Izo, because we can go ahead and say they are an affront to our authority and declare war, or we can say let them be and have them as a puppet. But you know what? No. I'm not having them become a puppet of the Meiji. I'm just going to go ahead, declare the war, and I'm going to send my 5 divisions up there. And just like that, the civil war is over. Ezo has finished and we are now united. I obviously have my puppets, but everything is the shogunate. Now, this leaves us in a little bit of a pickle because I've now unlocked this part of the focus tree because this required me to be at peace. And this requires more mill factories than 10. That's possible. I can build up in time. However, the last parts of the shogunate stuff here is all locked behind event, and I don't know what this event is. So I'm just going to leave this be for the moment because I require it all to end the Tokugawa reign. And I'm just going to do my own thing for a little while, just building up, doing these focuses, and then just going back to construction speed. And I suppose I'll see you when these events officially trigger. I'm hoping, I don't know if it will, but I am hoping that maybe we can get more content after. I don't know if the idea was, oh, become Meiji and then you get more content, or if this is it for the shogunate. I don't know. We will see. I'm finally ready. I've been given a focus here now that it's 1880 and it says advance to the Victorian era. I'm going to do this, and after 180 days it will be done, and I'm hoping by doing so this will enact and it will open up a new focus tree. I don't know what the new focus tree entails, but we're gonna find out one way or another. And just like that, we are now in the age of advancement. We are now in the Victorian era. 3 days until all this stuff starts to kick into place. We're basically done. Again, unfortunately, that didn't open the focus tree. It didn't enact anything else after this. Like, there's no extra tree. It said it unlocks the Victoria era focus tree, but bro, I'm seeing nothing. There is nothing. There is no Victorian tree. So with that being the case, thank you very much for watching, guys. I feel like I'm happy to leave it here because we have reached our goal. The main goal was to make sure the Tokugawa Shogunate survives. Yes, we don't have a Tokugawa in charge, but the Shogunate survived. We crushed the Meiji. We changed history, and that is the important part. So again, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to, of course, click the like button and or subscribe. Share with your friends to help the growth of the channel. All that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video I do. Until then, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da!